Hello viewers, welcome back to Milestone One. First off, I just have to make a apology for the last video. Like I said, I said in my Hidarashi video, but you might not be watching that if you're watching this. It was dumb of me to make an hour-long video while testing a headset microphone. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea. Maybe it was because I tried it. I kind of tested it, but I guess the sound would change depending on if I'm actually reading something or not. I don't know. That's the moral of the story is headset microphones suck. So I'm just gonna be sticking with this webcam mic until I get around to buying a professional mic. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Just gotta make that clear. Okay, so what happened last time, just in case people have skipped it, because, again, I mean, it's still listenable, like, it honestly doesn't sound as bad as the first half of Seino Yuta, but it was still a mistake. We finished off Sid's backstory, kind of talked about how the company started to rise with the church, catch up with High-Vis, then how Rune was born, everything started going bad, even with like business stuff. And it kind of showed how Sid went into it kind of went crazy, and he spent the rest of his life, even though he was really sick, creating Sarah, basically, which is, I guess, kind of like a reborn Rune. We don't actually know his motives, we only have speculation, so there's that. But yeah, basically, we learn that Sarah is an android with Rune's appearance and memories. And yeah, so basically our party has the full scope of things now, so we'll probably start to take action. I guess first they'll decide if they even want to rescue her, now that she's been discovered. Like, they fully understand the situation, and if they do, which I'm guessing they will anyways, we'll probably plan it out, and then the next video we'll have I don't know if it's the rescue or if they're gonna try to argue with Rudo, or not argue, talk with Rudo for her release. But yeah, let's just get it started. I don't know why I'm on the title screen, just to make it look more formal. Here we are. Ellipses. Sarah. So that's how it is. I finally understand. You don't seem to quite grasp. This entire series of events has truly been bizarre. What is Sarah exactly? Yes? Indeed. However, I absolutely do not want to see her dismantled. Something inside me tells me so. Tomorrow, her dismantlement will be decided upon. I must come up with a way to protect her from that after our meeting. Is that even possible? Isn't the board of directors or something going to determine that by a majority vote? If Rudo for some reason changes his mind, then I'm sure the direction of the entire meeting will change as well. There are many members who don't really have an opinion and will simply go along with whatever he decides. Albus? Yes? Please, let me meet with Rudo. I was actually thinking the same thing, but I'm sure you already know that, right? Correct. Albus's suggestion, we perform a mind dive on Sarah. If he did that, then we can find out Sarah's real identity. However, when it came to Selphie's desire to perform the mind dive, it's alright, Ratona. I'm sure he'll understand. Selphie had her own plan, which she had kept only to herself. Even I was unaware of what she had in mind. With only a lingering trace of doubt, we head over to Lab 9, where Rudo was. Uh-oh. Oh, Chapter 7. Measure of a Girl. I wonder if there's like 10 chapters in all. That'd be a nice number. So this is a laboratory. I thought it was rather unsettling when we spotted it as we roamed around town, but it seems science doesn't mesh well with me. They cause me too much discomfort. Let's head inside. Who? Oh, trains. Of course. What is this channel without trains? Have we ever had a video without a train going by? I think we might have had one, but I'm not sure exactly. Who? Rudo. Albus. I believe he had a strict policy on not allowing outsiders into the lab. Do we not? This isn't the time for that. I have something important I need to discuss with you. Can it not wait until tomorrow? I am in the middle of putting together a presentation and report regarding Sarah's dismantlement. That's exactly what I'm trying to talk about with you. I want you to reconsider this matter. How desperately are you going to cling to that thing? Isn't it about time you let go, Albus? Regardless of what you do, the opinion of the board of directors is not going to change. Don't you have more important things to do? I didn't come here to change the opinion of any member of the board. I'm here to change yours. What? We want you to cease Sarah's dismantlement. And here I was expecting you to say something else entirely. Rudo, these two people are mana crafters. This girl's Selphine. She used a craft that allows people's consciousness to communicate directly. That craft gives her the ability to let people share memories directly with each other. Oh? Do you understand what that means, Rudo? With this we could all see into Sarah's memories and find out who she truly is. Don't you see? The question of Sarah's identity can finally be solved. I don't see Elvis. Let us say hypothetically that Sid Zevitz managed to use Rune as a model and implant her into Sarah. What purpose would it serve? For all we know, she may have inherited Rune's memories. How Sid accomplished it, I don't know, but it's no exaggeration to say that she may be Rune herself. Enough with the sorry excuses, and what would lead you to that conclusion in the first place? Regardless of the circumstances, there's no changing that fact that Sarah is a machine. It is nothing more than a prototype of a sister, an automation whose development consumed vast amounts of Zevitz Enterprise's own finances. The fact is that Sarah is not an object. Wait, what? The fact is that Sarah is an object. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. But still, if I may, Sophie had been quiet the entire time, but she suddenly speaks out. Whether or not she is a machine has nothing to do with this. Eh? The issue at hand here is whether or not she is Sarah or Rune. Albus, Rudo, both of you have forgotten something crucial here. Something crucial? Yes. Which is what exactly? For starters, I'd like to propose my conclusion that she is Rune. How did you come to that conclusion? Simply based on what Sid had felt. There is no other possible conclusion. There is no way that outsiders like you could have known what my father was thinking. But I do. Through our dive with Albus, we were able to see Sid's way of life, his entire existence. Sid did not just shut himself in the lab, losing his sanity to desperation. I'm sure he did so to research a way to give your little sister, Rudo, a second chance at life. He created a heart for her missing emotions. For his own daughter, that so-called hellspawn, he used the path down. Path down? I see. If there's a scientific equivalent to the path down, then that possibility would be very likely. Transferring Rune's memories, that's exactly what the path down is. Oh yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that, but that makes a lot of sense. How did I not notice this before? Same. And if she has emotions, then this entire issue is not even something we should be discussing, regardless of whether she is Rune or Sarah. But dignity beaming from her eyes, Selphine speaks straight to us in a clear voice. Is it wrong to deprive her of her will as a being in possession of a mind, heart, and spirit? Being human or a machine has no bearing on the matter. I'm sure I will remember this very moment, a long time from now. The moment when this sense of justice was able to penetrate regardless of any country's borders. Nonsense. Rudo, perhaps you've realized it? That Sid created Sarah to give Rune the emotions that she never had? I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I think I was just mad that the recording failed through, so I didn't really think about the prior episode, but that's a pretty good motive. That makes a lot of sense. Absolute nonsense. If so, then this may be a great precedent that could affect just what our definition of a human is. And if that's the case, then this is no longer a problem confined just to us. Seven's Enterprise has the right, no, the duty to confront this ethical issue straight on. Enough nonsense from you. Sarah does not have a heart. Fine, let's just pretend that were true. Even then, Sarah's able to completely cut its emotions off whenever it's ordered to do something. You can't say that anything has a heart when it can just turn its emotion on and off as easily as flipping a switch. That's... None of you understand. The kind of being my sister was. What was lurking behind her smile, her senseless, meaningless acts of evil. If Sarah has inherited Rune's memories and personality, then there couldn't be anything more dangerous. Still, if Sid succeeded in artificially creating emotions using mana, then... Enough of this foolish speculation. Why don't you use those theories of yours to write a novel or something? Now, if you'll all excuse me, I have more pressing matters to attend to. Rudo! Confound it all, Rudo. We're not done here. Rudo, if Rune was reborn with emotions, with a heart, then would you be able to accept her as your own little sister? It has already come to the point where there is no clear-cut right or wrong answer. However, as someone who stands above everyone else, you have the right to make that decision. As if you know anything. Is this all? All that we could have done? The sun, it's rising. Oh, Rudo's not having it. Oh, what is this CG? It looks so cute. Oh, I don't want it. It's trying to make me sad. Don't make that face, Sid. Your smile is so much more wonderful. You expect me to smile? Like this? Heck, how could you smile at a time like this? Who knows? I'm not sure either. I'm sure it's because I've just run out of tears to shed. Aline, I'm so sorry. Really. I've always been so caught up with work that not once did I ever do anything for the family. What brought this on, all of a sudden? If only I'd been there for Rudo and Rune. If only I'd spent more time with them, and all this would have never happened. Ditching my family for work. I'm just like my damn dad. Don't say that, Sid. It's not like you regret the things you've done. I don't want to see you all weak like this. I just don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do anymore. Damn it. Tell me, Sid. Rune's issues, were they some kind of sickness? I've always thought to myself, if that girl had a heart, would she have lived a more normal life? I can't say for sure. Maybe that really was her real honest-to-goodness personality. And even if he managed to cure that flaw of Rune's, who knows what she changed inside of her? I see. Like, does not having emotions really turn someone into that much of a mess? Does that mean that we are born selfish and are arrogant and messed up, and emotions are just a way to stop us, to keep us all in check? Heck, if I know. You're right. Hey, Sid, Could you tell me something? Do you hate Rune? Dunno. Hate ain't the right word for it. It's just that I feel so helpless and miserable. Well, if you asked me if I hated her or not, then I guess I might have. If it weren't for Rune then, our family'd still be whole. Or so I think. But that's a thought I can't really hold on to for long. So I'm just left with nothing but feeling miserable. That's all. Tee-hee. And what about you? At first, I didn't really feel anything. I was just in a daze. It was like my entire world was engulfed in a mist, and I lost sensation in my entire body. I had no words, no feelings, no thoughts. I could barely consider myself conscious. Nothingness. That was it. But as some time passed, I felt like I was attacked by a deep nausea, like I was going to throw up, while I had a piercing headache. And it made me question why I was still even here at all. It made me hate the fact that I was even alive. I wanted to die. Just living was painful, so painful. I'm sure I just didn't even know what to think. But you know what? It's strange. Even after all that pain, and hardship, and suffering that Rune made me go through, the more I thought about it, the more I realized I just couldn't come to hate Rune. I just wanted to talk with her, one last time, to ask her what thoughts she had as she lived, to know what was going through her mind when she put an end to that short life of hers, and to simply ask for her forgiveness for not trying to understand her. I'm so sorry, Rune. Sorry that you had someone like me for your mother. What the heck? Why are you apologizing like this? You didn't do a single thing wrong. Don't lie for me anymore, Sid. Everything you've done was always for the kids. You're a damn fine mother. No, the only one who I've been thinking of was myself. After the G incident, Rune finally settled down. I thought to myself that everything would go well. I can finally have a normal family life, is what I thought. But I think I already realized it. That something was just slightly off. It was ever so subtle that the discomfort could go away in a blink of an eye. But if I ever once put that feeling into words, if I even once admitted that feeling, then our days of peace and quiet would all just shatter and fall apart. That's what I thought. I was so scared, which is why I subconsciously pretended to not notice. I was simply chasing after an illusion, nothing more. A stupid illusion of a perfect, ideal family. In the end, the only person who I was thinking about was myself. It's all in the past, Celine. You can only say that because all this happened. You've lived your entire life for your family's happiness. I won't believe you for a second if you said you were only thinking about yourself. But the MRI results were right there, and more importantly, even Rudo told me about her. Rune's behaving strangely. He told me, and how did I respond? Be nicer to her. If I spoke as if it weren't even my problem. I spoke as if it weren't even my problem, and didn't listen to a word of what Rudo said. I was taking advantage of Rudo's kindness. He's got his act together. I can just leave it all to him, I thought. Because of how strong Rudo was. I left him to deal with Rune. All of his worries. He just bottled up inside himself. Oh man, why is this scene so sad? It's too early in the morning to get sad. And even though I'm pretty sure it was painful for him. He did all that for my sake. Aline, I don't even know what to think. Please don't leave Rudo alone, Sid. Yeah, I promise you. Take care of yourself and ease up that research of yours. Because once you're gone, Rudo really will be all alone. Rudo will never be alone. I promise you that. Aww. Maybe the robot also, like as I said, to give Rune a new life, but maybe just to be by Rudo's side. Man, this is sad. What I can remember is an interest in the outside world, the frustration with the fact that I couldn't escape this island, this birdcage called the outer pole. Frustration, I think, is what it was. I thought everything was just so unfair, but I didn't know how to express that feeling. Everyone around me had something, an objective, that would drive them to continue their day-by-day lives. But me, I was completely empty. The very first time I had experienced something akin to the emotion was when I saw a bird twitching on the side of the road as a child. Okay, this is. I thought this was Rudo, but this is Rune. Perhaps it was attacked by another animal. Deep red seeped out of its neck as it convulsed, and eventually the bird stopped moving altogether. Some kind of feeling from deep within my chest desperately attempted to emerge. The onlookers voiced their pity for the bird. I said it was funny. Everyone stared at me with the strangest look. After seeing death right before my eyes, I wanted to see it again. I wanted to feel that feeling again. In hindsight, perhaps that really was pity. I wasn't even able to distinguish such a simple emotion. After observing the other people around me, I was able to mimic their own behavior. When I was a child, I was confined to the house. There were a few people who were always around. They were my mother and my brother. My mother had a weak constitution, but whenever she spoke, she was very energetic. Although her body was weak, her spirit was strong. She was a very warm person. I didn't know how to respond to that warmth of hers. There was nothing stranger and more alien to me than her unconditional love. I couldn't even begin to comprehend it. My brother, even though he spoke gently, he always had a scowl on his face, and it was well dressed, because I was constantly causing him nothing but grief. Despite all that, he still worked hard, every single day at Seven's Enterprise. Even though no one expected anything of him, he continued to diligently toil away in the shadow of his little sister. He was constantly anxious, being compared to his father by everyone around him. Always afraid of having succeeded his father, Sid Sevitz, who was a multi-talented, one-in-a-million prodigy. The barrier he had to scale reached all the way to the heavens. It was impossible. Rudo himself knew this, and still chose to try and surmount it. He constantly aimed for the summit, not even knowing if he could ever make it to the top. I remember that upon seeing that brother of mine, within me rose a powerful desire to destroy it all. In hindsight, perhaps I looked up to him, for his persistence and grit to take on even the toughest challenge all by himself. All I could ever do was to mimic others. I was frantically trying to reconstruct a present. While on the other hand, my brother was fervent and single-minded in forging a path forward. I was just so jealous of that. Looking back on all this, there really is just a hair's breadth of difference between all kinds of emotions. I was actually driven by these strange alien things called emotions after all. But I am the one who killed my mother, and I am the one who ruined my father, and I am the one who caused my brother to suffer. Dad, why did you bring me back to this world? Yeah, I was thinking that this is actually Sarah, because they were showing Rudo as a adult instead of a kid. Why did you bring me back to this world? Did you bring me back here so I could wallow in despair? Is all this my atonement? If only. If it had been slightly different, then I wouldn't have caused all these people to experience such pain and suffering. I've done so many things I could never take back. I've committed so many wrongs that even my death could not hope to absolve. I was truly a being that should never have been. But But then what am I? Is the man I consider my father truly Sid Zevitz? Was the person who I had stared emptily at truly my brother Ruda? Are my memories Rune's memories? Rune is someone who should never have been born. But that means I should never have been born. Am I Sarah? If I am, then that means I am only borrowing these memories from Rune. And if that's the case, then just what exactly is Sarah? Man, this is like so deep and sad. Feels bad, man. I did not sign up for this early in the morning. Nothing made sense anymore, but there is one thing I know. I don't want to cause Rudo any more trouble. If he truly does find my very existence... why did I click? Whoa. Okay, here we go. If he truly does find my very existence contentious, then I would gladly die? Be destroyed? What? So what am I really? If only. If only I could have seen Miss Sophie and Miss Ritona once more. I wanted to tell them goodbye. Sarah. Yes? Your dismantlement will be determined by a collective vote tomorrow. Return to Lab 9 and stand by there for the remainder of the day. Head straight to Lab 9. I've already informed Votho and the others. Follow their orders. Understood, Master Rito. Thank you for everything. So much CGs. What do I use as a thumbnail? I'll probably use the one with Aline and Sid and Rudo in the background. That one was super sad. I believe I ordered to switch off your emotions. I couldn't. I've tried so many times, but... Oh, this one's cute too. Maybe this one. It seems I don't have the permission to do so. If you couldn't do so, then why did you still follow my order? How could you abide by my illogical, preposterous orders without a single word of complaint? Because that is what you desired of me. Why? Why are you smiling? What the heck? Oh my god, this episode. Almost crying. I'm not crying completely. I'm holding back my tears. But to be honest, I cry very easily. To stories anyways. I'm an easy crier for this, but why are you smiling? Because I'm happy. What? This might be it. This looks really good. Is there a way to I wish there was a way for maybe I can just get it from gallery. But I don't want to go to gallery. I wish there was a button to just show the full thing without the text box. I've always been I've always been taking things away from you, but now I can finally give you something that you've always wanted. Something I've always wanted? The possibility of me becoming Rune will cease to exist. I thought about just running away so many times. I thought about my death, my destruction. But if I disobeyed your orders, then you would end up shouldering the responsibility for my actions. Finally the time has come that I am no longer needed. If you have emotions, do you not feel fear? Aren't you afraid? I am afraid, very much so. So afraid that I just want to run away this very minute. But what I fear even more is that my existence would only serve to cause you even more pain. Aww, Sarah. What? I know that you're really a nice, kind person. You were always watching out for your little sister. I'm sure back then she didn't realize just how dearly you thought of her. But now, I'm sure she didn't understand. Just how much of Rune's memories have been restored inside you. I do not know. As time passes, fragments of memories are slowly coming back to me. But as for whether those are truly my memories, there's no way for me to tell. What? Just what in the world are you? I don't know anymore. Not a single thing, but the one thing I do know. Rita, I'm just a girl that admires you as my brother. But I don't even know what that means. Damn it. Rudo will never be alone. I promise you that. Damn it. Dad, you son of a bitch. Oh, they're hugging! Rune. Will you call me Rune? Is it okay? Is it okay if I could call you brother again? Do whatever you want. You mean it? Brother, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Rudo, there's a formula that I've never once calculated, right before my eyes. I don't think my processing could ever keep up with it. I think this is the source of the noise that's always been deep inside my heart. The emotions behind my destructive tendencies from before. My feelings for you as a brother. Why didn't I notice it sooner? This equation is so vast, I could just break down. Yet it's so exasperatingly simple. What do people call this feeling? At first, I wish that I'd never given birth to Rune. I wish that I never left my hometown, moved to Cadia, and worked at Zevitz. I wish that I'd never met you, that I should have just stayed and took over the family business. I wish that I'd never have anything to do with the name Zevitz. That life would have been much better. But you know, that's impossible. Everyone's trying, come on. I'm so glad I have you, and Rudo, and Rune. I love you all so madly from the bottom of my heart, so just thinking about it is depressing. A life without that girl. I couldn't possibly imagine that, even if I wouldn't end up like this. Elaine, we've had our ups and downs, but I'm so glad I met you. I'm so glad I gave birth to Rudo, and even though the world may never forgive us for it, I'm so glad I gave birth to Rune. I'm so glad to have lived. Elaine, I love you, Sid. It was a fun life. Elaine, everything's in your hands now. Oh my god, this episode is ridiculous. Okay, that's it. We're gonna end it off here. It looks like the situation's pretty much done. So that's what you call like a climax without any real action. It's just all emotions. And I'm not gonna lie, this episode was probably my favorite so far. That was so emotional. It's been a while since I've felt like this. God damn. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's kind of short, but I don't know if I can continue after that. I need to recollect my thoughts. But yeah, that's super good. I knew I liked Rudo as a character, and he would like eventually come over to this side. But yeah, oh my god, I'm happy and sad. I'm happy for Rune now that she's alive, and we can actually call her Rune and not have to say Sarah/Rune. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, because this was awesome. This was a really great part of the story. So far, the highlight for me. I'd be surprised if this would be topped, since I think the story's kind of closing, since it's supposed to be kind of shorter, and I guess, and there's like a bunch, there's like 2 more sequels to this so far. So yeah, again, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. Hopefully this doesn't make you too sad, or maybe I'm just a wuss. But yeah, goodbye.